Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 76 video. So, the Ghoul update is due to arrive in early March, and in and amongst all of the many updates that are coming with this addition to the game will be the new Big Bloom event. Now, I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a seasonal event. Bethesda have implied there will be seasonal events coming, so it could be one of those. Or if it will be a regular public event that goes into the could pop up once every 20 minutes rotation. The balance would imply public event, although the wording and things that Bethesda have said kind of implies that it would be a seasonal event, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. It might also get a little bit of change, given that the balance is a bit odd on this. So, little caveat, obviously, before we go any further, unreleased content might change. If you want to avoid spoilers, here is your warning on that front. Obviously, it's not story content, so no major issue there, but there's your heads up in case you want one. So, the new event takes place at Susan's cabin. It's down in Skyline Valley. It's over on the east side of the area, right on the very, very edge. And yeah, it's a new location, so if you head down to the abandoned waste dump, I think it is, somewhere on the eastern side anyway, and turn around and head off east, it'll pop up on your compass very, very quickly, and you won't have too much difficulty finding it. Or, of course, you can wait for the event to come out and just fast travel straight there. That'll do it too. But yes, you head over there, it's a nice little meadow, there's lots of flowers, there's Black-Eyed Susan's hut, which is fairly standard post-apocalyptic dwelling in the Fallout universe. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So we go out and talk to Black-Eyed Susan, and she's hilarious, I love her, she's brilliant. Voice actor on this one has absolutely killed it, they've done an amazing job, and my only wish is that there was more of Black-Eyed Susan, because her dialogue is hilarious. Think somebody's homicidal, psychotic granny. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, the event is largely soloable. It took me a couple of attempts to get there, but once I'd sort of figured it out, it went reasonably well, I thought. That is one of the reasons I'm not quite sure as to whether or not it might fall public side versus seasonal side, because a seasonal event would normally be bigger in scale than this is, and therefore more challenging. If it is intended to be a seasonal event, I could see them making it considerably harder. So, the hardest part of this event is really just the first section, and that's because it's on a timer, and you get hit by enemies that will not only drain your action points, in general running around and getting hit and things like that, but also they have stagger and slow effects on them as well, which obviously eats into the time it takes for you to gather flowers, which is the first part of the event. So, Black-Eyed Susan will simply ask you to grab 3 different varieties of flowers. There are 30 of each that she wants, and there's a basket not too far from her rocking chair, in which you can just drop them in order to progress the event. So that's the first part. The timer is about the 6 minutes mark to get 90 flowers all told, and it is very much doable if you are a solo player. Personally, I would recommend being prepared if you want to do this on your own. I would say a couple of pieces of advice. Power armor is a good bet. There are landmines in amongst all the flowers because she wanted to try and keep the overgrown out of her meadow, and, well, the landmines didn't work out very well. So watch out for the landmines. So power armor is helpful to deal with that. Also, you're going to get attacked by quite a number of enemies as well, so it doesn't hurt from that point of view either. And you may want to ignore them to a degree while you're running around grabbing flowers because of the time. Another useful thing is use a fire-based weapon. I found Holy Fire to be particularly effective. You need something that's going to put damage out fast so that you can get to gathering flowers again quickly, especially if you're on your own. If you're in a group, or there's 2 or more of you really, you'll be fine. But if you're on your own, you'll want to keep moving, because it is going to be quite close to the wire, I think. And another useful thing, of course, is to grab some canned coffee, because that will buff your action points and allow you to keep sprinting for longer, so that's helpful too. If you are successful in the first part of the event, and you have gathered all 30 of each of the varieties of flowers, so 90 altogether, you will then be asked to defend the cabin against the incoming overgrown, and they come at you in quite a large number. The specific goal here is to set them on fire. It's not to kill them, it's to set them on fire. You'll probably want to be killing them anyway, but the actual objective is to make them burn, so a flame-based weapon is good for that. Even better is to go with the weed killer that has been provided for you in the event. Basically, run up to the roof of Black-Eyed Susan's hut, and there's a big basket up there full of, well, they're Molotovs, to be honest, but they're called weed killer. And I recommend this because they basically set things on fire in a one-shot kind of a way, whereas if you're using another burning-type weapon, there's no guarantee that you'll actually ignite the enemy, and it takes longer, basically, that way. So yeah, right up to the top, grab some of these weed killer Molotov things and start chucking, because it's quite an effective way to set them on fire. And once you've got 25 of them burning, which is not that big a number, again, one of the reasons that's one of the easier bits to solo, that particular section of the event will progress. So yeah, not too bad. This bit isn't actually on a timer, and neither is the last bit, or at least not a specific section timer. The whole event overall does have a timer like many events do, but that's the only other thing to factor in. Part 1, Gathering the Flowers, that does have its own sub-timer, so that's where the point of failure is likely to be if you're running around on your own. And once you've burnt the overgrown, and not too bad, clear your way, because you're going to take a little while, maybe 25-30 seconds, for a boss to appear. And it's good to have the rest of the overgrown off your back as much as possible when you can, and you confront this boss, who is huge, a giant flower-covered honey beast, and it's, well, if you're not too comfortable with creepy crawlies, then maybe a bit of a problem for you. But it's kind of funny and, like, oddly kind of colourful and pretty. And yes, basically, we fight the boss, we slay the boss, we complete the event. Yeah, very simple. All in all, I found it quite fun. I didn't particularly like the slow and stagger effects on the honeybeasts that are attacking you as you're running around gathering flowers. I mean, I get the idea. The idea is to make it harder to get all the flowers in the time limit. But it was just kind of frustrating to me, that, rather than, you know, a satisfying obstacle to overcome. But I do often feel this way regarding Combat 76 these days, so swings and roundabouts, I suppose. But yeah, the rest of it was kind of fun, fit with the theme of the event, and yeah, went pretty well. I thought I quite enjoyed playing through it. At the end of it, you do have unique rewards, delivered in a kind of style that I think is more consistent with seasonal events than public events. There are plans, there are unique items, and there's opportunities to get legendaries as well. I think you can get like at least 2 from it. You get one as a reward and one as a drop from the legendary boss at the end of the event, or at least I did when I completed the event anyway. So yeah, obviously I haven't played enough to list all of the rewards here, but they are thematically related to camps and flowers and things like that. And as to whether or not there's other stuff, well, I guess we'll have to play more and find out. Yeah, all in all, it is a pretty vibrant, fun event with an absolutely hilarious central character. And I had a good bit of fun playing through that one. I think it'll be enjoyable. As I say, I suspect they will rebalance it a bit, because it's probably easier than they intended it to be, especially in the second and third sections of the event. The first bit is a bit of a time challenge, but yeah, I could see things being maybe moved a little bit, the goalposts being moved a little bit. Anyway, hope you guys found that interesting. It's fun. I think you should look forward to jumping into that one, and the area is quite nice for taking pictures if you're into photo mode as well, so that's something to bear in mind too. If you did like this video, find it interesting and informative, do keep it here for upcoming content related to the Ghoul, and of course the rest of Fallout 76 ongoing as well. Do very much appreciate subs and likes and notification bell, all that good stuff will keep you up to date. Got social media links in the description if you want to check those out, and channel memberships on the blue join button if you'd like to support the channel that way as well. I really appreciate it, massively helps out. And of course, join us for live streams as well. We've got all sorts of stuff that we're playing through, and quite the bumper year of cool games coming up as well. So if you'd like to join us for that, that'd be very cool. We'd like to see you there. For now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very soon.